Awesome. Fantastic. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm so excited for this debut program tonight on Psychic Air. I thought this evening I would tell you guys a little bit about me and what we're going to talk about during this show each week, and even more about you and your own abilities to connect to the other side, to follow your intuition, to touch base with your loved ones, your animals, your family members that have crossed over, to find out who your angels and spirit guides are, to overcome stress and anxiety by learning to listen to your guides and your inner voice. I'm going to be answering all sorts of questions that have to do with before life, after life, the fact that there really is no death, we just transform. I'm going to take all of your questions having anything to do with anything metaphysical. So this is going to be a really fun time for us to share. And chances are the questions that you have, other people have as well. So tonight, we're just going to start out with that intro. I want to give you all an idea of what you can do, how powerful you are, and what you can do to awaken these abilities within yourself. And not only that, why science and spirituality are actually not mutually exclusive. We're going to talk about that too, and how you can seek validation for the metaphysical experiences that you have and that you want to have. All right. So first of all, I want to thank you all for tuning in this evening. You'll notice I am actually standing in a barn tonight. I'm also an animal communicator. And I actually spent my afternoon doing animal readings for people and for animals. So it's only fitting this evening. I'm actually at the barn with my horses. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. I want to let you guys know a little bit about myself. I am a lifelong intuitive psychic medium. I am an animal communicator and a channel. And I work with angels, spirit guides, those who have crossed over, those which we like to call ghosts, but there actually isn't really such a thing as ghosts. We will also have an episode that focuses totally on what ghosts are and how they appear to us and what we can do about them. So you can get your questions ready for that as well. And here actually at the barn where I am, we have actually seen apparitions and spirits on this old property, as well as the wonderful animals that are here present. So at some point, I'll do a special episode for you guys on that as well. But here's the cool thing. All of these things that those of us that come to you with these programs can offer you, all of these things I share that I have done my whole life, you actually have the ability to do as well. And not everybody may have the same gifts and abilities, but if you focus on the strengths that you start with, that are most natural and innate to you, you can actually expand, and you'll find that you have actually more intuitive abilities than you may believe. Believe it or not, intuition is the foundation for all psychic abilities. So if you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm not a medium, I'm not a psychic, I don't know how to talk to animals, but I am pretty intuitive. Well, then you're well on your way to whatever innate abilities you actually can expound on. So that's what this show is going to be about. This program is going to be about empowering you, giving you ways that you can validate the information. So for example, you think, oh gosh, my dog just passed away and I feel like I haven't heard from him. Or my grandmother just passed away and I was hoping I'd hear from her, but I haven't seen any signs from her. Well, the truth is that your loved ones, including your pets, do all try to reach you. They try to get through to you all the time. But the more you focus on it, the more you ask for signs and learn to recognize their presence, the more powerful their presence can become in your life. So what I encourage people to do is really look for validation in your everyday life. So I'm going to give you a couple tips so you all can get started on that this week if you want to. One of the things you can do, for example, this is exactly the example I did with my grandmother, even though she comes through and I talk to her all the time. If I want validation, I'll say something like, okay, Grandma, if you're really there, Nana, show me the numbers of your birthday. Show me organs, because she used to play the organ and the piano. Give me your name. Show me your name, because she had a very unique name. And sure enough, usually within 3 days or less, I will start seeing her unusual name pop up everywhere. I will see the numbers to her birthday, and I will see or hear organs, which is kind of cool because, organ music isn't necessarily a common thing. So if you want to test this out for yourself, what you want to do is find those things that your pet or your loved one associated with, or that you relate to them, and ask them for some of those specific signs. Okay. If you don't know what signs you want to ask for, just say, send me something specific. Make sure it hits me in the head. Keep repeating it. Make sure it's real clear, because I might not get it. Believe me, your loved ones, your pets and animals that you have loved that have crossed over, they hear everything you say. They know what you're thinking. They know what pain you're going through. They know what you're feeling. And this is not an invasion of your privacy. We'll cover that in another episode as well. They don't ever invade your private space or your private thoughts, but they can see things and sense things that we can't. So although it may be difficult for us to feel them on the upside and see them and hear them and smell them, or maybe it's not for you, it's very easy for them. Okay, they can always keep an eye on you and look after you. So if you have messages that you want to send to them, if you want them to know that you love them, that you're missing them, that you need their help, they are there. As soon as you think of them, they're present with you and they're trying to get through. So one of the things I want to really leave you and comfort you with this evening is the fact that just because your human senses are not to pick up on their presence, it doesn't mean they're not there. And that's really the start of your journey if you're having trouble sensing or picking up on your loved ones. Okay. The other question I get a lot, and we will cover this in its own episode, is, do animals have souls? When they cross over, can they connect to us? Are they in heaven? Are they in an afterlife with our human loved ones? And the answer is yes, absolutely. They are souls. Everything is energy. All energy is conscious. And they have had a life with a mission, with a purpose, with connections they were supposed to make in this lifetime. And so when they cross over, they also want you to know, hey, I haven't gone anywhere. My form is transformed, but I am still present with you, just in a different dimension, in a different form. And so just like your human counterparts, they try to get through to you. You might feel a soft fur brush against your leg and think that you're making it up. You might hear their bark or smell their wet fur. You might think you see little paw prints or hear them walking across your floor. Okay. If you're unsure, if your cognitive mind is questioning these things, what you want to do is ask them for validation, and they will repeat it. So one of the things that is proof to you of your loved ones trying to get through is that signs are repeated, guys. They are repeated. So when you're getting messages from spirit, whether it be your angels or your spirit guides or your loved ones that have crossed over, they will repeat these messages for you. And they might try a little harder, but they will find a way to get through if you're open and if you're not trying too hard. You just want to be open, right? And allow it to be. So I want you guys to get your questions ready this week, jot them down. And next week, we will start taking questions from people. We'll get into this a little more in depth. But for this week, I just encourage you to know that there is life before and after this one. Your loved ones are always with you on the other side. And you can talk to them, keep connecting with them, and ask them for validation. because they are certainly trying to get through to you. We only have about 25 seconds left, so I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. It was an honor to have you all listening from wherever you are in the world. I'm totally honored to be a new member here on Psychic Air, and I look forward to all of your questions. We're going to have a fun journey together. So I know I just got a few seconds left, so I wanted to round this up before we get cut off. But thank you guys all again so much for tuning in.